A whimper. That is where this story begins. Not with a fist, not with a legend, but with a sound so small, so broken, that most people would mistake it for the wind. Hong Kong, 1971. A back alley behind Kowloon's fish market. The kind of place where neon signs don't reach, where the rain doesn't wash away the filth. It just pushes it into corners, into shadows. The smell hits first. Rotting fish, diesel fuel, the sharp tang of rust. And underneath it all, something alive, something afraid. The dog is pressed against wet brick, a stray, maybe 6 months old. Its ribs push against its skin like fingers trying to escape. Its fur is matted with mud and something darker. Its eyes, wide, trembling, fixed on 3 figures blocking any escape. The thugs. One holds a stone, smooth, river-worn. He tosses it up and catches it. The rhythm is lazy, confident. The second has a broken broom handle, splintered at one end. He pokes at the dog's ribs, not hard enough to break anything, just hard enough to hear that whimper again. The third laughs. A wet, ugly sound. Again, he says, make it cry again. The dog tries to make itself smaller. It presses its spine against the brick until there is nowhere left to go. Its legs shake. Its tail curls beneath its body. Its whimper rises, a sound that is not quite a bark, not quite a cry, something in between, something that belongs to creatures who have learned that the world is not kind. And then, a new sound. Click, an umbrella closing. At the mouth of the alley, a silhouette. The rain falls around him, but he does not hurry. He does not run. He folds the umbrella with the precision of a man who measures every movement, every breath, every second. His footsteps are soft, deliberate. The puddles do not splash beneath his shoes. They part, as if the water itself knows to move aside. The thugs turn. The man steps into the dim light. He is not large, 5'7", maybe 140 pounds. His white shirt is already soaking through, clinging to a body that looks carved from something harder than muscle. Veins trace patterns along his forearms like rivers on a map. His chest rises and falls with a rhythm that is almost too slow, too controlled, as if his lungs operate on a different clock than the rest of the world, but it is his eyes that stop them. Dark, still, the kind of stillness you see in deep water, where you cannot tell if there is nothing beneath the surface or everything. A creature that cannot fight back. The thought rises in his mind, slow and certain, and men who choose to hurt it. This is not cruelty. This is cowardice. Cowardice wearing a mask of strength. He walks past the first thug, past the second. He does not look at them. He looks only at the dog, and then he stops, between the animal and the men. The rain soaks through his shirt completely now. It runs down his face, drips from his jaw. He does not wipe it away. He does not blink. The lead thug grins. Hey, we're just having some fun here. Walk away, friend. Bruce Lee says nothing. He simply waits. The dog behind him stops shaking. For the first time in hours, perhaps days, it feels something it has forgotten existed, safety. And in the silence between raindrops, something shifts. The air grows heavier, charged. Like the moment before lightning strikes, when the sky holds its breath, and the world understands that something is about to break. The thugs do not understand yet, but they will. Silence has weight. Most people do not know this. They think silence is empty. Nothing. But Bruce Lee knows better. He has spent years in that silence, meditating in rooms, so quiet he could hear his own blood moving. Silence is not empty. It is full of the violence that has not yet been born. The lead thug takes a step forward. His boots squelch in the mud. I said, walk away, friend. We're just having fun. Fun. The word hangs in the air like smoke. Bruce Lee's jaw tightens, a movement so small that no one sees it. But inside his mind, something stirs. Fun. They call this fun. A creature that weighs less than a bag of rice. Bones that would snap like dry wood. Fun. He does not move. His arms hang loose at his sides. His fingers are slightly curled, not into fists, but into something more dangerous. Readiness? The position of a man who can strike in any direction, at any moment, without warning. The second thug laughs. Hey, maybe he's deaf, or stupid. The hardest technique I ever learned, Bruce thinks, was not the 1-inch punch. It was this. Standing still when every fiber of my body wants to explode. His weight shifts, imperceptibly, to his back leg. His front foot turns outward by 3 degrees. His center of gravity drops. To the untrained eye, nothing has changed. To anyone who understands combat, everything has changed. He has become a coiled spring, a dragon waiting to breathe. Behind him, the dog whimpers again, and something in Bruce Lee's chest cracks open. He remembers. Kowloon. He was 9 years old. A different alley. A different dog. Older, with one blind eye. 3 boys had cornered it, throwing rocks. The dog was bleeding from its ear. Young Bruce had stepped forward, but his legs were thin. His arms were weak. One of the boys shoved him into the mud. He walked home with mud on his clothes and shame in his heart. The dog's cries followed him for weeks. I was too weak then, he thinks now. I made a promise. Never again. Never again would I stand by while something helpless suffers. The rain runs down his face, blurs his vision for a fraction of a second. He does not blink it away. He has trained himself to fight blind, to fight with his eyes closed and his mind open. The lead thug loses patience. All right, you want to be a hero? He lunges, a clumsy right hook aimed at Bruce Lee's temple, the kind of punch thrown by men who have won fights only because their opponents were drunk or afraid. Time slows. Bruce Lee watches the fist approach. He sees every detail, the dirt under the man's fingernails, the scar on his knuckle, the way his shoulder telegraphs the punch a full second before his arm moves. In fighting, he thinks, there are no opponents, there are only teachers, and this man is about to learn. He moves, not backward, not to the side, forward, into the punch. His left hand rises, not to block, but to redirect. The fist slides past his ear, close enough that he can feel the wind of it. His right hand is already moving, not toward the man's face, toward his chest. A single palm strike, delivered with the weight of his entire body behind it. The thug flies backward. 3 feet, 4. He lands in a puddle, with a wet, heavy sound. Bruce Lee straightens. His breathing has not changed. His heart rate has not increased. He looks at the remaining 2 men, with eyes that hold no anger, no hatred, only certainty. Fun's over, he says. His voice is quiet, almost gentle. My turn. The 2 remaining thugs look at their friend on the ground. He is not moving. His chest rises and falls, but his eyes are empty, staring at nothing, trying to understand what just happened. They do not understand. They cannot. They have never seen anything like this. The one with the stone throws it. Bruce Lee does not dodge. He does not need to. His hand moves a blur, a whisper, and the stone is no longer in the air. It is in his palm. He looks at it for a moment. Then he drops it into a puddle. A stone, he thinks. They threw stones at a creature that could not throw back. Now they will learn what it feels like. The man with the stick charges. He swings wildly, left, right, overhead. Each swing cuts through the rain with a sound like tearing cloth. Each swing misses. Bruce Lee is not where the stick lands. He is always 1 inch to the left, 1 inch to the right, 1 inch ahead of where the man expects him to be. Do not fight the force, his mind recites. Redirect it, absorb it, become it. The stick comes down in a vertical strike. Bruce Lee steps inside, closer to the attacker, not away. His left hand catches the man's wrist. His right elbow drives upward into the armpit. The stick falls, then the kick. It is not aimed at the chest, not at the head. It is aimed at the knee. A side kick, delivered with surgical precision. The leg buckles. The man screams, a high, animal sound, and collapses into the mud. I could have broken it, Bruce thinks, but broken bones heal crooked. This way, he will walk again, but he will limp, and every time he limps, he will remember this night. He will remember what happens to men who hurt things that cannot fight back. The 3rd thug runs. He makes it 4 steps. Bruce Lee's body drops low. His right leg sweeps in an arc, a crescent moon cutting through the rain. The man's ankles disappear from under him. He crashes face first into a puddle. Before he can rise, Bruce Lee is standing over him, 1 foot on either side of his body, looking down. The thug rolls onto his back. His face is covered in mud and blood from a split lip. His eyes are wide, terrified. He raises his hands. Please, please, I'm sorry, we were just what? The voice is soft, almost kind. That is what makes it terrifying. Just having fun. Bruce Lee crouches. His face is inches from the man's. The rain falls between them like a curtain. Fun, he repeats. You wanted to feel powerful. You wanted to feel strong. So you found something weaker than you, something that could not fight back. And you hurt it. He pauses. His eyes do not blink. That is not strength. That is sickness, and I am the cure. He stands, steps back. Run. Tell your friends. Tell everyone. There is a man in Hong Kong who protects the ones who cannot protect themselves. And if I ever see you near a helpless creature again, he does not finish the sentence. He does not need to. The thug scrambles to his feet. He grabs his limping friend. They drag the unconscious one between them. And they run. They run until the alley swallows them, until their footsteps fade into the rain. Silence. Only the sound of water falling. Only the soft, steady breathing of a man who has not broken a sweat. Only the quiet whimper of a dog who does not yet understand that the nightmare is over. Bruce Lee turns. The dog has not moved. It is still pressed against the wall, still shaking. Its eyes are still wide, still wet, still waiting for the next blow that never comes. Bruce Lee walks toward it, slowly. His footsteps are soft now, softer than before. The footsteps of a man approaching something fragile, something sacred. He stops 3 feet away. He does not reach out. He does not speak. He simply lowers himself to one knee, then the other, until he is kneeling in the mud, his white shirt soaked, his pants ruined, his body level with the trembling creature before him. The Tao teaches us that water is the softest thing in the world, he thinks, yet it can carve through stone. Strength is not hardness. Strength is knowing when to be soft. He extends his hand, palm down, fingers relaxed. He does not grab. He does not force. He simply offers. The dog sniffs. Once. Twice. Its nose is cold and wet against his knuckles. And then slowly, so slowly, it takes a step forward. Bruce Lee does not smile, but something in his chest loosens. A knot he did not know was there. The dog presses its head against his hand. It is still shaking. But it is no longer shaking from fear. It is shaking from relief, from the overwhelming sensation of being touched without pain. This, Bruce thinks, is why I fight. Not for glory. Not for money. Not for the roar of crowds. For this, for the moment when something broken realizes it is safe. He removes his jacket. It is nothing special. Gray cotton, a few buttons, worth maybe $10. But as he drapes it over the dog's trembling body, it becomes something else, a shield, a promise. The dog looks up at him. Its eyes are no longer the color of rain. They are the color of trust. Come, Bruce says. His voice is gentle. You are not alone anymore. He stands. The dog stands with him. It is unsteady on its legs, weak from hunger, weak from fear, but it follows, step by step, out of the alley, into the street, into the light of a flickering neon sign that reads Golden Dragon Restaurant. The rain begins to slow, the clouds thin. Somewhere in the distance, a car horn sounds. The city is waking up. The city does not know what happened in this alley tonight, but the dog knows, and Bruce Lee knows, and now you know. Did this happen? There are no photographs, no newspaper articles, no witnesses who came forward. Some say it is just a story, a myth created by fans who wanted their hero to be more than human. But myths are not lies. Myths are truths too large for history books. They are the stories we tell when facts are not enough. And the truth of Bruce Lee is this. He was not just the fastest fist in the East. He was not just the man who could do a 1-inch punch that sent men flying. He was a philosopher who believed that the highest form of martial arts was not violence, but protection, not destruction, but love. The less effort, the faster and more powerful you will be, he once wrote. But he also wrote something else, something that most people forget. Love is like a friendship caught on fire. He burned for everything he did, for his training, for his films, for his family, and yes, for a stray dog in a Hong Kong alley, on a night when no one was watching. The rain stops, the legend walks on. And somewhere in the city, a dog sleeps warm for the first time in its life, wrapped in a gray cotton jacket that smells like tiger balm and justice.